Hello Year 2, and today we are looking at drawing pictograms. So we looked a little bit yesterday at the idea of pictograms, so rather than doing a tally, using a little picture to represent something. So to start off with, let's answer these questions. So question 1, how many does each tally represent? So we've got A over here, what does this represent? And B over here, what does this represent? So 1A shows us 9 and 1B shows us 5, 10, 15, 20, 22. Can you draw tallies? Now you can always do this in the air if you'd like to. Can you draw tallies to show 7 and to show 11? So for 7, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, 6, 7 and 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 across, and one more, so 11. And then can you complete this tally chart? So how many pink buttons can we see? We can see 3. So the total is 3. How many blue ones can you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And how many green buttons? 1, 2, 3, 4. So our total there is 4. So we're going to tally the different shapes that we can see. So working with squares, triangles, decagons and trapeziums. So for the key today, we're moving on from tallies now and looking at pictograms. For this chart, we are using a cross to show us that that is one of that type of shape. So the shape that has just turned orange is a square. So we're going to put a cross next to the square to show that there is one square there. The blue shape is a triangle, so you need to put a cross in the triangle. The red shape is a triangle, so put a cross in the triangle. The yellow shape is a decagon. That means it has 10 sides to it, a decagon, 10 sides. So put a cross next to decagon to show that we've got one decagon shape. We've got a green shape, which is of course a triangle. It's got 3 sides. Another orange shape, but this time it's a trapezium. And last of all, a blue shape, which is also a trapezium. So you can have a look now at the pictogram that we've made, and you can probably see which shape there was the most of. Have a look, which shape had the most in it? That's right, it was the triangle, because we can see that the triangle has 3 crosses in it, whereas the others either have 1 or 2. So you can have a go at questions 1 to 2 on the worksheet, or carry on and have a go at the questions at the end. So here we have got a total amount of minutes spent on reading on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, but we've made it into a pictogram. Now, notice that on Monday there's 3 minutes of reading, so there's 3 rectangles. Notice on Tuesday there's 10 minutes of reading, so there's 10 rectangles. And notice on Wednesday there are 8 minutes of reading, so there are 8 sort of rectangles. So which one, if we look up here, which one shows us the most amount of time spent reading? It would be Tuesday, okay, number 10 minutes. So let's have a look at Tuesday on here. Now we would expect Tuesday to go the longest because it's got the most amount of minutes. But actually Wednesday goes the longest because they've changed that shape a bit. It's not exactly the same as on Monday and Tuesday. The shapes are a bit bigger and the spaces are bigger between the shapes, so that's confusing. So when we make pictograms, we need to make sure that they stick to the same shape and stay exactly the same. Here we go. So we've got Monday and Tuesday, and this time instead of our bigger squares with more space, we have got our rectangles to show 1 minute of reading, so 8 minutes for Wednesday. So now we can easily look at that pictogram with the green shapes on them and see that Tuesday was the day that there was the most minutes of reading. So you can have a go at question 3 now if you'd like. So we've got some children and they have been calling their relatives on a video calling, and they've got 5 grandmas that they've called and twice as many uncles as grandmas, but 1 less cousin than uncles. So here we go, we've got our relatives, we've got grandmas, and they've called 5 of them. So this time in our pictogram, a tick is going to show one kind of that relative. So if they've called 5 grandmas, how many ticks do you think they need? They need 5 ticks. Oh, remember we've got to keep the pictures the same so that we can understand and read it easily. So they've called 5 grandmas. Twice as many uncles as grandmas. So if they've called 5 grandmas and they've called twice as many uncles, now remember twice as many means multiplied by 2 or double it. So they've called 5 grandmas and we know that they've called twice the amount of that, so they've called 2 lots of 5s uncles. So 5 add 5, how many uncles have they called? They've called 10 uncles. And then what did it say for cousins? But 1 less cousin than uncles. So we know that they've called 10 uncles, but they called 1 less cousin than that. So take away 1. There we go, take away 1. How many cousins did they call? They called 9 cousins. Taking away 1 there from the amount that the uncles had. Okay, so that is it. Have a go now at your worksheet or finish your worksheet off. Remember that pictograms must have exactly the same picture in the pictogram, otherwise it can make it tricky to read. Okay, good luck.